A year ago, Tinza Yi woke up to find the phone lines cut. She soon discovered that the military had seized power in her native Myanmar. What followed was a year of fear and flight.
There are many things come to my mind, like many possible responses, the bloodshed, the resistance, all sort of things. I can foresee all of it, and that totally drained me down. Like, oh damn, we are really in a deep pit. We can never return. We need to go dive deeper to eventually find a bright light. Out of our own struggle. So that was a feeling on that day, I remember.
When mass nationwide protests began, Li was at the forefront. Even though she comes from an army family, she was unafraid to show her opposition to the military. Not long after, the violence began.
I still have nightmares, and I still have a lot of different guilty survival guilt. That's what we remember, because my friends are being killed. My friends are now in prison, torture. They lost their properties or their family members. That kind of tragic thing happening to almost like all the other different civilians. And so that kind of guilt and that kind of pressure and the responsibility I feel as a majority Burmese, as someone who was raised inside the military, I feel a big burden on my shoulder. I have to try harder. I have to work, really hard, harder than everyone else. So that's how I felt I've been struggling every day.
The military, led by Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, seized power on February 1, 2021. It named its executive the State Administration Council. The move came almost 3 months after an election in which its proxy party was heavily beaten by Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy. The generals claimed there had been massive voter fraud despite no credible evidence.
I see the stage sort of set for a prolonged conflict. Neither side seems willing to back down or sees it as in their interest or out of a necessity to back down, or to make concessions in any way to the other. We're quite far from that point, and so it's just very difficult to see how the conflict will diminish, will reduce in the near term, even in over a period of several years.
From the border, Tinza Yi works to undermine the generals. She runs a program called People's Goal.
If we keep on doing this, resistant in the right way with rightful ideologies, we will get there. People power will prevail in the end. We'll eventually make sure there will be no more dictators and no more coup in the country.
Despite the fear of lethal response, protesters still publicly defied the military authorities. This was Yangon on January 22, 2022, 1 year after the tanks rolled. The flame of resistance still burns.